Welcome, everybody, once again to the Adult Table, the one show where everything is on the table for discussion, and if we don't like what you have to say, then you can get fucked proper. I of course, am your intrepid host, Trav, along with my fellow host, the indescribable, the product of the what happens actually when the immovable object and the unstoppable force meet. This is the result. It's the one and only Vanilla Gorilla himself, Mr. Joey Fats. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good tonight, Trav. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Weathered the storm. This
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
it was windy. We got some rain.
Yeah, we didn't get too much wind up here, which was good. Up my neck of the woods, the wind played nice, which is fine because that was the only thing I was really worried about.
Yeah, sure.
Because like I have this like weird so when we get a nor'easter, it's not bad, but when when the winds come from like the southwest or the south, and the wind drives, I can't fucking find where the water is coming in, but it goes down the conduit into my like main electric panel in my basement.
Oh yeah, that's not good.
And it's not good at all. But like I've gone up the ladders, like I've sealed it up, like I'm basically ready to like tear the whole fucking side of my house off.
Yeah, just to find
redo it, just to find out where this goddamn fucking water is coming in. But it's only when the wind is blowing from the south. So we got lucky. It was out of the northeast, so it was fine, and it wasn't really that bad. So just a lot of water, no big deal. Some people had a lot worse of a day than I did today. So that's
yeah,
always looking on the bright
true.
side. But
yeah, I was fortunate enough to have today as a paid holiday from my job, so
same.
I took a drive out in Westport and see what if anything happened. Some small branches on the ground, some pieces of branches. I didn't see any felled complete trees like there had happened.
There was one medium-sized branch
Not that long
on the
ago
Ave that I saw. That was about it. And I have medium-sized. I mean, like 10, 12 feet. Nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Small tree. Small tree.
Sometime earlier this year, we had a storm where there was like actual trees in the road in certain areas.
Yeah, those tend to happen. There was one. We had a couple of bad ones while I was gone. I was gone for one of them back in December. I was on vacation. I was in the Caribbean, and we got hit with one. It was so bad it blew the cover off my smoker. I have a pellet smoker, and obviously because fat, and so I had the cover on the smoker. It got the cover off the smoker, and blew the hopper lid open for where the pellets go, and the rain got into the pellet hopper. So when I came home, all I had was like this big mush of mushy sawdust in my hopper.
Right, yeah.
So I had to like get in there, like I had to go like chisel it all out because it dried, obviously, and then froze, which was even worse because it was in the middle of the fucking winter. I had to do that. I had to take the whole thing apart, pull the auger out, pull everything out, redo everything, like grease everything over again. Like, what a fucking disaster. And the smoker, like, it took me like 2 or 3 times of like running it to get it to run right again. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, how did we get so much wind that it ripped the cover off and opened the hopper lid up enough for let all that water in? I'm like, I don't even get it.
Yeah.
But whatever. It wasn't that bad. So we did at least okay in that general direction.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It just a lot of rain here and there, kind of sporadically. And
yeah, I never felt like we got like tens of gallons at a time worth of a downpour. It was just very steady, like mid to heavy rain.
Yeah, it got a little heavier maybe like an hour or two ago. I noticed
that. I could hear it.
Yeah, I'm at the top of my building, and I have skylights, so I can hear the rain perfectly coming down. So I was like, oh yeah, it's coming down. I'm glad I took care of what I had to already today.
Yeah, I was gonna cut my grass on like Wednesday last week, and I was like, man, fuck it. And then now I'm gonna have to go cut it like not tomorrow because it'll still be wet, but probably like Wednesday.
Looks like it's supposed to rain pretty much all day tomorrow. Tomorrow too.
Yeah, which is fine because I don't mind it, but it's like I'm gonna have to cut my grass at some point, and I'm gonna immediately regret not cutting it last week. But this is buy a house. They said it'll be fun. They said,
yeah.
These are the problems. These are the plights that we have to endure in order to maintain a lovely yard that is up to standard for modern society.
That's home ownership for you, man.
Yeah,
you got all that shit to worry about now.
Luckily, I gotta say, like when you're younger, like you think about all the shit you have to do, You're like, oh my god, it's like you be overwhelming. You're like, oh my god, like how am I going to afford water, electricity, gas, the homeowner's insurance, the mortgage, this, that, blah blah blah. Like you start adding up all the shit, and you're like,
Sure.
I'm 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 gonna have to make like at least like $500,000 a year just to live in a fucking shed. And then like all of a sudden like you just do it, and you're like, oh, this is it. All right, this isn't too terrible. Like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, adjustments are gonna have to be made.
I might have to tighten my belt here or there, but
Right.
my meat budget is only expanded. My vodka budget is only expanded. My budget for toys is only expanded. So can't be all bad, right? Like, or that bad? I don't know. It's just funny how that works.
Yeah, as long as it's manageable.
Yeah. I mean, I
Keep your head above water.
I'm one of those people. I like to live within my means.
Yeah.
So, like, I do things in a manner of like, if my paycheck with no overtime can't handle it, I don't buy it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because overtime is not always guaranteed. It's not always something you want to do, but it is what it is. So it's a nice bonus. I like to have overtime as a bonus, not as a like, oh my god, I need at least 32 hours of overtime every 2 weeks, otherwise I'm going to be fucking underwater on my bills. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
I like the Black Panther. I'm like, no, we don't do that here.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, but yeah, it's that's being an adult.
Like like my biggest problem this week, so far this week, and I know it's only Monday, but so far my biggest problem this week, was that I listened to Amon Amarth.
Yes, good Viking metal.
Yeah, and like I like Amon Amarth, but when I listen to Amon Amarth, I feel like a real, like almost like embarrassing level of cringe to myself. Like as if you actually listen to the words, you're like, these are grown men. Like,
well, I mean,
this is what they chose to sing about. Like, and I'm like,
they made it their whole thing, man.
It's their whole shtick, and I get it, and it's funny. But like, you listen to it, and I'm just like, should I be listening to this? It's like it's not as bad as those like sea shanty guys that sing in like the deep bassy voices about like pirate songs. They're like, sucking dick in a sea of plunder, something gay, and the sails go up, and you're like, wait, what? Like, you're like, who? What the fuck is this? Why am I listening to this? Why is this on my TikTok reel? And it's just like, or it's just like, it's like a boat out at sea. It's yo ho. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, like this isn't scary. This is fucking gay. What are you guys doing?
I don't like it.
Yeah, this is like I saw two guys kissing today, and it still wasn't as gay as this. Like, what the fuck? And but yeah, I was listening to Amon Amarth, and I was just like, I'm banging out like drums and guitar, and then like I made the mistake of accidentally stopping and listening to the lyrics like instead of just like enjoying it for what it was, and I was just like, oh, this would have been like wicked cool if I was like 14 and like super into like, I don't know, like Game of Thrones or something, or like
just pirates in general.
Yeah, like I feel like it's like the kind of music like the kids that used to hang out under the stairs and hiss at people listen to.
Yeah, the goth kids.
Yeah, but like no, not even though. Like the goth kids were cool. I don't know, I got along with the goth
kids. They were listening to like Typo Negative and fucking
Typo Negative. It's like yeah, they're like
The Cure.
They're like Tool with a little bit of Marilyn Manson sprinkled.
Yeah, sure, of course.
But no, they were cool. But like the goth kids were cool. Because like all my friends that were like considered goth in high school were like, who's your favorite band? Like Slipknot. I'm like, fuck yeah. That's not goth. It's just, but they like, they wore like,
new metal.
Black, everything was black, band t-shirts and jeans, like Jenkos and whatever. Luckily I didn't have any Insane Clown Posse friends, so that was cool.
Yeah. I didn't hang out with the Juggalos. Like there wasn't that many in Dartmouth to begin with. There was a couple, but even they weren't like full blown onto it. They happened to listen to ICP.
And ICP is actually not terrible. If you listen to them, they're actually not bad. They're actually they're all right.
Though they're still confounded by how magnets operate.
Yes, they are.
Consider it a miracle.
Yeah,
it's science.
But it's just, whatever, science, miracle.
There's a million other things that Shaggy Two Dope could have brought up there that would have been closer to being like, hey, you know what? How does that work? That is kind of miraculous. Instead he went with magnets.
And one of the most simple, ancient, historic things that we have. Yeah.
Like I feel like he had that as like a placeholder, maybe like, oh, we'll come back to that. Like I'll find something else that fits the the rhyming meter and it
And they just never did, and they forgot
isn't
about
retarded.
it. Yeah, it didn't hit the chopping table, and
Just
they
didn't
were
get
like,
around to it. Ah, shit,
Oops.
we already recorded it like that.
Ah, damn it, we can't go back and re-record it. Like, fuck.
That's all
But
right.
yeah.
People probably won't.
And then I feel like the whole I feel like ICP too got like a bad rap when like Eminem started making fun of him. That was like I feel like it did them way dirtier than they needed to be done. Because like they were a very niche band, you know what I mean?
And he was like kind of the first mainstream new guy to make fun of them, and it stung because he was good with his burns.
Yeah, and the whole like the skits and shit, like, oh yeah, dig it out, dig it out, dig it
Yeah.
out. Like, oh no, give it back to Shaggy. You was sucking it back.
So he made it like
awesome.
he made it cool to make fun of them.
Yeah, and then they became like Nickelback and Creed and Limp Bizkit and like and then it became like super cool to make fun of them, and then everybody just destroyed them for no reason. And then 20 years later, they're all like back on top, and we're like, wait, what? Like
they've been doing fine the entire time. They got made fun of a lot.
Yeah,
but
they got made fun of a lot, but
they haven't
been
stopped.
Money. Yeah.
They've done other things too.
Just their fans were just like, they're like, no, yeah, Nickelback, oh yeah, they're wicked gay. Anyway, hold on, let me order 4 tickets to the thing. Okay, anyway, yeah, what, Nickelback, yeah, lame, bro. Like, I don't listen to those homos.
But yeah, I mean, I just never got into them myself. But they're whatever.
Nickelback is way too gay for me.
No, I mean ICP. Nickelback is just that's just the most milquetoast butt like safe
pop rock. Yeah, just
rock radio
safe.
friendliest fucking like inoffensive. Like it's not terrible.
Yeah,
but it's also not like groundbreaking anyway. They're not doing any. They're not.
Not good.
They didn't. Yeah, they're not doing anything new.
No, they're just basically just rehashing old shit and making it their own and being like, yeah, man.
Yeah, they're just bland. They
have no personality.
Mm.
No swag. Like Creed, I feel like at least Creed had a little bit of personality to him.
Mark Tremonti's a legitimately good guitarist.
I was gonna say probably like during that era, probably like top 5.
And as much as I make fun of Scott Stapp and don't like him as an individual, he can sing.
Yes, he is a very talented musician and singer.
So I give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, they're like one of those bands that like weren't my favorite, but I can totally get why people like them. It's like the Beatles, you know what I mean? Or not the Beatles, the Rolling Stones. Like the Beatles, I don't get. I don't understand. The Beatles are like the simplest fucking thing ever. Like I feel like the Beatles, like a 5-year-old could write their songs.
I feel the same way about the Stones too.
But the Stones are like, at least like the Stones, like I can at least understand why people like the Stones. They have a couple of bangers, you know what I mean? That you're like, all right, this song's pretty cool, you know what I mean? But like for the most part, I'm just like, like then my mom's favorite band is the Rolling Stones. I'm like, really? And I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard you listen to the Stones ever. And she's like, oh yeah, I love the Stones. I'm like, really? I'm like,
I think I'd remember you like being all about them.
And she's like, no, they're probably my favorite band of all time. And I'm like, I don't believe you, lady. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't think we ever had any Rolling Stone stuff growing up. But then again, my dad was kind of in charge of the music when we were growing up, so that would make more sense. My dad was big into like, I don't know, he was like big into country and then like kind of like mild rock and roll. Like I think George Thorogood was probably the heaviest thing that my dad listened to.
He's great.
And listen, man, Handsome George is my guy. I love George Thorogood. I will listen to hours of George Thorogood. Like I love that like bluesy metal, like rock guitar.
If you get a chance to see him live, definitely do it.
I did. I saw him at the Criterion 6-7 years ago now.
Word, yeah, I saw him at the Melody Tent a while ago.
And he was old. Let's put it that like
mm-hmm.
it took about 3 songs, but after about 3 songs, the voice started to fade. Like, you know what I mean? You could tell his voice.
Yeah, he's not a.
He's like in his mid 70s at the time. I'm like, I wasn't expecting him to like, rip the house down and be ageless. I was just going to see George Thorogood to say I went to see George Thorogood.
Yeah.
And, enjoy it. And
still a good show.
Played all the hits. It was great. You know what I mean? So it was fun. But yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the whole Amon Amar thing was like very interesting to me today because it was like I don't know how I got on it, but I did. and it was like super cool. And then all of a sudden, it was like, ah,
Yeah, no, I
disappointment.
like them a lot. They put on a hell of a live show themselves.
I'm sure they do.
But I
I
gotta
think
be in the mood for it, and also
yeah.
I'll listen to like a couple of the songs. I'm not gonna listen to like a whole album of theirs from start
Right,
to
like I'm
finish.
not like I can throw on like like I think I went through the big five the other day for Metallica. Like started with just Kill 'Em All and went all the way through the Black Album, and didn't have to skip a single song at
Yeah.
all at any point. And I'm like, damn, like that was fun. You know what I mean? Like that was like a really good like couple hours of my day.
Yeah, and it's not.
And
I mean, Amon Amarth have complete albums that are bangers. It's just, it's like the gimmick of it gets weighs too heavy on me after a few, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't need to hear everything Viking right now, and I love the Viking lore and mythology
cool.
and everything. It's
super
cool as
cool.
hell.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, it's something else now. No, put on whatever. It's
They're like, yeah, we eat mead and drink meat and beer and lamb and plunder villages and
Yep.
rape and kill. And I'm like, yeah, sweet.
we're on a
Like,
boat now, and
Yeah.
there's Odin's Raven, and
Yep. Like that show Vikings when it first came out was pretty cool.
yeah, I fell off of it after a couple of seasons. I was just
I
like,
fell
okay.
off of it like halfway through the second season. I was like, all right. I'm like, this is just Sons of Anarchy with Vikings. Never mind.
It
I'm
was
good.
shot fine. The actors were good in it.
Actors are great. They were cool.
It was cool. And then it just didn't hold my interest long enough for me to
No.
like completely follow up on it.
Definitely not. Yeah, I fell out of that one pretty quick. I was like, eh.
Oh, you brought up Sons of Anarchy. I just finished today the Ed Gein Netflix Monsters series, and that's Charlie
no
Hunnam
shit. Yeah,
is
yeah,
playing
yeah.
Ed Gein, which immediately I see him in it, because I didn't know that he was cast in it, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that's Jax and Charlie Hunnam, and looked it up. It was, and I was like, he's not the right. He's got the face for it,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like he like lost some weight to look a little bit more gaunt, like Gein would during like the major age periods that they handle with him.
Yep.
Almost immediately they have him without a shirt on, and he's fucking ripped. He's got abs on abs, full six
Yeah, of
pack,
course.
and it's like, I don't know how tall Charlie Hunnam is, but Ed Gein was my height, 5'7". Hunnam's got to be like 6 or close to 6 feet, so he's already way bigger.
He is 6 foot.
Yeah,
He's 45. Not bad. Interesting. Okay.
but no, he did a good job. Everybody else in the show was good, but I know so much about Ed Gein, and like everything that came after him.
Mhm.
Like I immediately am pointing out the shit that is like either very embellished or just simply didn't happen. But it's a show,
Right.
and this is an older case, and it wasn't incredibly well documented, so they have to kind of use
It leaves
speculation.
itself open for embellishments and lies
Yeah,
and a little bit
yeah,
of
but it
sprucing.
wasn't egregious. The ending was fucking crazy. It
Nice.
like it.
I've seen it being promoted on Netflix and shit. I keep I clicked by it and I was like, oh, I'll have to check that out. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, in the final like episode, it kind of goes off the rails with how much creative liberty they're taking.
Gotcha.
It's still enjoyable, but I was like, what? Like, oh man, like they really just went fucking hard with what they were going for, and I get it.
Yep.
I enjoyed it
They're trying to make it
overall.
fun.
If anybody out there is into that kind of stuff and enjoyed the previous from the Monster series, the first being Dahmer, which was excellent, and the Menendez brothers one from last year, which was also very, very good.
The best part of that one, I thought, was the scene where they kill the parents was like wicked brutal.
Yes,
It was sick. I was like, whoa,
and
cool.
and the build up to it was well done. Like,
I honestly didn't even see anything except that scene, and the only reason I saw it was because my wife had started watching it and fell asleep on the couch, and it kept playing. So like, I come from up here, like I'm upstairs. I go downstairs to make a drink, and I walk by the TV, and I see these two dudes being like, "All right, you ready?" And they're like, "Shh," and I'm like, "The fuck is this? What the hell is my wife watching?" And all of a sudden they go in, they just start like executing. I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, and I'm watching. I'm like, "Oh,
yeah,
oh, damn!" I'm like, "This is brutal." And I'm like, I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, "What the fuck are you watching?" And she's passed the fuck out on the couch. She has no idea what's going on. I'm like, and the TV's blasting because
yeah, and it's shotgun blasts. It's all
yeah, and I'm just like, oh, And I'm like, fucking Christ, bro, this is sick. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I looked up what it was, and it was like, oh, this is that thing everybody's been talking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The haughty twin child parent murderers or whatever that everybody was lusting over for no reason. But yeah, it was that was pretty sick. So okay, so this is the new one of that. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
so I'll have to check that out because I still want to go back and watch the Menendez brothers one.
it's good, and they do a decent job. Although I think they use this to fill in some time because of how little it's an 8-episode series, and they really had to stretch the Geen stuff.
Gotcha.
So in some scenes, and multiple times during different episodes, they flash forward to showing somebody playing Alfred Hitchcock, and he's talking to somebody who was knows a lot about the case, and him making Psycho based off of Ed Gein's story.
Okay, neat.
And they touch on Anthony Perkins, the actor who played Norman Bates, a bit, and then they jump ahead again later, and it's Tobe Hooper coming up with the idea for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Your name is Toby.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a different thing altogether.
I cannot hear the name Toby without saying that.
Yeah,
Just
Kente.
can't do it. Let me hold you right there. Let me take a 30-second piss break.
Sure.
Before we jump into the next stuff, but yeah, hold on 1 second. 30 seconds, not even a minute.
Yeah, no problem. I can keep talking about it. So overall, yeah, the series isn't bad. It's well produced. The gore effects, there's even more in it in this season compared to last, because last season, Menendez brothers, there was only, the pair of murders with his parents, and they did show it a few times, or at least like the aftermath. I believe they started with the murders, and then they build up to like, well, how did it come to this? And then they actually have the big scene where it happens within the timeline. And it's brutal. And yeah, the Geen stuff is brutal too. Again, a lot of creative liberty was taken. I don't think it was ever said, I don't think it was ever explicitly said that he used a chainsaw on anybody, despite it being the inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But I think that's more, Tobe used the base material as, Leatherface shit, and decided to have he really wanted to have the main killer use a chainsaw, so I think he put that in there.
Okay, we're back.
But yes, it's good. I got nothing really negative to say about it, other than,
I'm gonna have to check him out because everybody raved about him and loved him.
The Dahmer one in particular is great. The guy who played Dahmer, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was Quicksilver in the MCU.
That one I think I saw a lot of memes from, right? Like,
yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like the me forcing my kids to watch something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just gonna sit here and watch some videotape, and it's yeah. But yeah, he was fantastic in that role.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Everybody said it was super good.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, you can start with whichever one you want.
I'm not usually a big God damn it! Where the fucking hell? Where the hell did I do? Oh, right here. No. Oh, I'm over here. Okay, never mind. I'm like, I keep the tab open for the show for the live feed on a YouTube tab, and I'm like,
yeah,
but I have like 40 YouTube tabs open because because I'm a tab slut, so
same.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, don't want to close that. I'll need to remember that for later instead of just bookmarking it and like coming back
or save to watch later, or
I'm just like,
if
oh
it's
wait,
YouTube.
I'll just leave that open. Like I've had the 1994 NASCAR All-Star race open in the tab for probably like 6 months now. Haven't watched it. I was at that race, which is why I wanted to watch it. But yeah. Anyway, but no. Everybody said those series were super good. They were really well done. I didn't realize it was like they just featured somebody different. It was like the same people doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
initially it started with a Dahmer, and it was just going to be that. But it was incredibly popular.
The Dahmer one, I thought was a huge hit.
They really hit it out of the park with that. It went viral. It got crazy. Metrics for them. So they're like, hey, you want to do another? And decided to do the Menendez case. And from there, they're churning them out, because at the very end of the this Ed Gein season, it says coming next, Lizzie Borden. So they're coming to Fall River next time, which is interesting. There have been movies made on Lizzie Borden. Some
Right.
are okay, some aren't. Like one of them, I watched. It was decent, but it wasn't great. It was Christina Ricci was playing Lizzie, so
That could be a little distracting.
yeah. I mean, she was good in it.
No, I know, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, like anything you have somebody like mildly attractive play a murderer, you're like, but she's kind of hot, Like, it's like if anybody ever did like the Casey Anthony thing, and they're like, oh, we're gonna cast Sydney Sweeney. I'm like, she's innocent.
Yeah. Hey, look, I like to party, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to have kids either. So I don't see what's wrong.
I don't see anything wrong here. She did nothing wrong at all. Maybe could have shown a little more cleave, during the trial, but other than that, looks to. I mean, come on, guys. She's innocent, right? Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
But no, that was. I'm gonna have to check those out then because I keep seeing the. And like you said, I saw it was Charlie Hunnam too, and I was like, oh shit, I like him obviously. Sons and Pacific Rim and.
Yeah, no. Overall, I like him as an actor.
Yeah, I like him too because like I thought he was gonna because the first thing I ever saw him in was Sons of Anarchy.
Yes,
I thought that was gonna typecast him for me, and it didn't, which is great. You know what I mean? I can take him I can see him in other roles and be like, oh, okay, like this works.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's versatile enough. The only movie I can think of that he did that was a flop was that King Arthur movie. That
yeah, that kind of did suck, huh?
It was just like, this just looks bad.
It just looked corny as shit. Like if you're not into King Arthur, then
nobody was clamoring for that.
Exactly, right? It was like a movie nobody wanted.
Oh, we really need another King Arthur. It's been too long since one's been made.
Yeah.
Like nobody really cares about Arthurian shit. Like it's not
at all.
It's not interesting enough.
They're like, look at what we gave you. Like, cool, nobody asked.
Yeah, and also it looks bad. Like just bad CGI.
It looks like you guys went way over budget and then had to cut a lot of corners.
And everybody involved was just phoning it in.
Yep, they were like whatever.
This is gonna be a pile of shit. I don't care. I'm getting paid.
I gotta finish this gig. Can you take my name out of the credits? Thanks.
Yeah, I'd rather be on credit.
Man, it's like the shortest credits in the history of cinema.
Yes.
Cinema.
Photosountains.
Fountains over there.
And a salami with a boy in the army.
Yeah, send a salami to your boy in the army. That's what they said.
That's what they told me when I was there. And he never says where. Were you like at a recruitment office?
I meant to listen to the new one too that you told me about, or the newer one, and I completely forgot about it until today, and I was like, oh fuck, right. Because I'm going through all my shit today because I was looking for, we can maybe use this as a segue. But I was looking for my daily podcast that I usually listen to because I wanted to hear everybody's comments on the Trump on the peace in the Middle East deal with Palestine and Israel and everything else and all this other stuff. And I'm like waiting to hear the commentary on it. And I'm like going through and I'm like, where the fuck, why isn't anybody's episodes uploaded yet? I'm like, it's 1:00. They should all be uploaded. That's usually by that time they're all recorded and done. And then I realized it's a holiday, and I'm like, oh yeah, they tend to take holidays off, right?
It depends.
Most of the ones I listen to do. And they take the Mondays off. So I was like, fuck it. And I ended up listening to a bunch of Broncos podcasts. And I was like, oh, I should listen to the Jerky Boys like Trav told me last week.
I had a hard time finding that stuff after I told you about it because I went to look it up. I don't think it's on Spotify anymore.
Oh, really?
And I couldn't really find it on YouTube, I don't think. But it's out there. Worst case scenario, you could buy it off iTunes or something.
That's something I would actually purchase too because
I'd say it's worth it. It's very funny.
It's worth the trip down memory lane.
The one that stands out to me the most on there is it's Saul calling a salon that does waxing.
Oh, do you do waxing? Can you wax my hairy ass neck?
Well, his wife tells him that he can get a Brazilian well, he calls it a Brazilian blowjob. He thinks he's gonna get blown at one of these places. And he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to get the Brazilian blowjob." And the lady's like, "We don't do that for men." He's like, "What? What do you mean?" He's like, "We only do that for women." He's like, "How is that even possible? What do you mean? A woman can't get a Brazilian blowjob? That's a totally different thing." But the build up to it's like, oh, this is gonna be so great. Like it's gonna change my life. Like
That's where you need like a Sam Elliott voice. You just be like, "Here at Cunnilingus Inc., we
Yeah.
understand you're a modern woman with modern needs."
yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
I do those for my wife sometimes, like just to make her laugh. Like I'll just start going off about. Well, you're probably the first person I've ever told this, but like it's the Joey Fats Cunnilingus Inc. But I just do a whole Sam Elliott bit.
It works.
And like my wife fucking cries laughing every single time.
Well, you
Like,
do a good Sam Elliott, so
I
it's
somehow managed to do a good Sam Elliott, but it just worked. But like I'll come up with like like just like the craziest, like the dumbest, like fucking cliche sayings and shit. It's just so fucking funny. And it's like one of the things like that she laughed her ass off at was like I was like we have 100% orgasm guarantee. You're not even gonna have to worry about that. Like.
we care about you here.
We care about you and your needs here at the Cunnilingus Inc. And
Where-
like, but
where
I just
ladies
go
come
on.
first.
Yeah, and like I'll just go on and on, but like I'll go on for like 10 fucking minutes doing it to the point where it's like, okay, this is annoying me now.
Yeah.
And then like I'll start making myself laugh, and I'm like, fuck, like I can't keep it going. But
Mhm.
yeah, the Sam Elliott stuff is fun. But yeah, that's Saul, the Brazilian blowjob. I'll have to find that one for sure because that's Saul was always my favorite, and then what was
Frank.
the gay guy's name?
Oh, Jack Torres.
Jack Torse. Jack Torse. Yeah, that was like my second. He was my second favorite, and then Frank was my third. I was in an iRacing lobby with a guy whose last name was Zizzo last night, Zizzo, and I just kept going. And I was like, "Hey,
Frank-
Zizzo, Zizzo, you work on race cars? And
What's
he's
up
like,
there,
"What?"
barrel ass?
Yeah, what's up there, chisel chest? Like. And he's like, he'll work circles around you. He'll wrap your fucking head in with a ratchet. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, do you guys never listen to Jerky Boys? And somebody goes, oh, I get it now. I'm like,
No, we're like in our 20s or whatever.
exactly. I was like, fuck, I'm old. I'm the old guy in the video game. Shit.
Like the
And he
jerky,
shouted
what are
himself.
those? Like some of the Muppets or whatever?
Yeah, the Jerky Boys. What the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, man. Like, I did the whole, I think I told you this, the whole tennis ball machine potato thing. Like, word for word.
Oh yeah.
With the dicks in Dartmouth, and my sister-in-law was like crying laughing because she thought I came up with it all on my own off the top of my head, and she's like, what the fuck, like how did you do that? I'm like, I just recited the Jerky Boy. She's like, what the fuck's a Jerky Boy? And I'm like, oh let me learn you.
And poor Michael, he took it. He couldn't get out of the way in time.
Hit him right in the fucking eyes.
And then somebody, yeah, his ass is blue. Like,
Yeah, Peter's ass is blue. And I always love that one too because his name was Peter, and then one of my best friends growing up, his dad's name was Peter, and I just used to make me laugh every fucking time, like way harder.
hey,
Yeah.
Peter.
It was just wicked funny because they were of Jewish faith too,
Yeah.
so it was like it just I don't know, like you have to, if you knew you knew, if you know you know. It's just like it was just super fucking funny because his name was Peter and the gay guy's name was Peter.
Yeah.
And like obviously my dad wasn't gay at all; he was the fucking man. But it was just like wicked fucking funny.
Mhm.
It was like, like
It's just, yeah, it was something you heard recently. It's on your mind, and then you hear Peter, and you're like,
yeah, dude. Like seventh.
How's your
grade
ass
me thought-
doing?
Seventh grade me thought that was the funniest shit of all time. Like,
because it was.
yeah, you're not
In the
wrong.
moment, it was.
Dude, I'll still never forget like putting my fucking Sony cassette player in my pocket, listening to the Jerky Boys while I was cutting the grass in middle school. Like it was just the best. Like couldn't wait to cut the grass so I could just put my headphones on and disappear with the Jerky Boys for an hour.
That's wholesome.
Yeah,
Simpler times.
worried about firing potatoes up people's assholes.
And
Great
stepping on
times.
piss clamps.
It's piss claims. And this wild bird seed. No, I don't need it. They're already wild enough.
Yeah.
They go whittin', and they attack my horses.
Yeah, they bite my horse's teeth or whatever.
Unbelievable.
Uh,
Anyway, so Nate, there's peace in the Middle East.
yeah, I was about to bring that up. Let me make sure that the link
We
thing
could
is
just sit here.
working.
We could probably just sit here and do a whole Jerky Boys quote show.
Yeah, without question.
People will be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you two?" Like, well, you see, the year was 1997.
Well, yes, as you were saying.
I hadn't performed my first piece of cunnilingus yet,
Mm.
so the Jerky Boys was all I had.
So, yes, as you said, peace in the Middle East. For how long? Hopefully a good long while.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, obviously, like, anytime you have these deals and whatever, you got to look at the people that are making the deals, and not for nothing, like I trust Palestine and Israel about as far as I can throw them.
Yeah.
So
Same.
this deal there's got to be, like, I know this deal wasn't made 100% in good faith, right? Like, somebody's like sitting there behind the scenes, doing that, like rubbing their hands together, going, "You stupid Americans. You think we're going to be at peace for a while? We're going to be at peace for a little while, and then we're going to bomb you up back at the Stone Age." I don't know why they're Chinese, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't either, but
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, they may as well be. They're a bunch of fucking communist fucking shitbags, so whatever. But no, they. I hope that this ends up being the ultimate peace, deal that we've been hoping for. I still, honestly, to me, I don't know. I kind of wanted to see Israel just wipe Palestine off the map first, and then be like, okay, we're done. Because I can't imagine the hate I would have in my heart if somebody paraglided into a concert that one of my friends or family members were at, and then proceeded to rape, murder, and slaughter everybody that was there.
Yeah, and then take hostages and then do all the same shit to them.
Why are you bombing us? What the fuck? It's like, what? Like,
maybe it was the act of war that you did on. It wasn't like you attacked like a military base of soldiers.
A bunch of fucking like college kids at a fucking music concert.
Yeah, and tourists.
And tourists. And like,
it wasn't just Israeli people there.
Yeah, and like, you didn't just detonate a couple of bombs. Like, you raped and murdered. Like, you literally broke some poor girl's limbs and then raped her repeatedly on a live stream. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, no. Like, no. I still stand firmly in the camp of #Pave Gaza. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Israel. Certainly not lately, or maybe ever. But they come with their own set of problems, I feel, that we have to address. It has nothing to do with their religion, just the way that they operate. But nonetheless, I would have preferred Gaza and Palestine, Hamas just be completely wiped off the map. Start from scratch. We don't need you people. You're not compatible with modern society. See you the fuck later would have been my approach to it.
Yeah.
But then the Iranians get a little pissed off, and then the Chinese get the back of the Iranians, so then they have to pretend to be pissed off, even though they're like, keep doing God's work, America, but and looking like the shitheads, the whole time. But whatever. It's just how it is. It's a big political fucking who's who, what's what of who's who, and how things look more than what's actually effective. And like I said, I could sit here and run. I could give you about 7 hours of my thoughts on Islam and what I think needs to be done with that. But don't ask me, just go ask the Brits. So
yeah,
whatever.
And as long as this lasts, at least it's good that it happened finally. It's been just over 2 years. So
2 years and 6 days.
Mm-hmm. So the fact that it got done at all, without another, like a major conflict happening, like the U.S. or somebody else directly getting involved, like military-wise.
So much for World War III, huh? I mean, I know the Dems and the Libs were all hoping and praying that was going to be the outcome. And
yeah, it's a sad day for the left because
they will that into existence.
Because here's another major crisis and conflict that Trump has been a major, if not the major factor in de-escalating and stopping.
Well, here's my thing. This happened on Biden's watch, right?
Yeah.
So if this peace deal, because I've seen people be like, oh, Trump, there's plenty of other people that made this peace deal happen. Trump's just going to take all the credit. Okay, then why didn't Joe Biden step in and take all the credit then?
Maybe other people played a role into the lead up of it.
Yeah.
But ever since
there's you can only you can't how do I phrase this right? Like, you can't shit in my hand and tell me it's it's hamburger.
Yeah.
And expect me to believe it. Like, nope, looks like shit, smells like shit, it's shit. No, seriously, it's not. No, it is.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
They think that we're gonna believe this, and it's like, what is the one common denominator? What is the one thing that is always present, whether it be the Abraham Accords, this, one of the million fucking tariff or business deals that have been trade deals that have been made over the last year and a half or whatever year. Like, what's the one common denominator? Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump. Like, he is the one constant in all of this.
The only one pushing for
yeah,
you know,
things
that cut.
If it was so
let's make a
easy to
deal.
do, why hasn't every other president ever done it yet?
Well, because Biden had reasons to keep it going, and all he was doing, the only thing he ever did was throw Ukraine money, throw Israel money. He never tried to say, "Hey, we got to stop this, guys. Can we, try to get together and talk this out?" He was just like, "No, how many trillions of dollars do you need? Here you go."
And I don't doubt that there are people even probably within this current administration. I have no doubts about it. That there are people that are employed within the Trump administration that are sitting there going like, man, fuck you. Like, no, we want to keep this going. Like, this is great for business if we keep this going. And like, unfortunately, it's become like war has become a very lucrative thing for a lot of people. And always has been
for, yeah.
You know what I mean? Since the dawn of time. But again, there's ways like the military industrial complex in the United States is never going to be shorted money. They're never going to be denied money. They're never going to be told like, no, you can't have that grant, or we're cutting spending, or we're cutting funding. No, because unfortunately now we police the world. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to police the world, we're going to constantly need to upgrade and be 10 steps ahead of everybody else. So that's going to cost money. It's never going to stop. I get it. You have all these bombs that you develop and you're like, well, now what? What do we do with these? Well, there's no conflict around the world, so we can't sell them because nobody needs them. So we need a conflict. Like, and they're like, okay, well, let's go start a little civil war over here in, some fucking African country that nobody's ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we'll sell them to those people. Well, they can't afford them. Well, that sucks. Hey, Ukraine, Russia, go invade Ukraine so we can sell them these weapons to kill your people. Like, okay. Like, I don't know. It becomes a giant fucking clusterfuck of basically just money exchanging hands. So I don't think any peace, like no peace deal is forever. But the fact that this one is being put into place now, and I think that just goes to show you that Trump's ultimate goal is to bring peace to the world in one way or another, whether it's through the threat of violence or using actual violence to get what we need. Like, I saw an interesting meme where it was like negotiating with terrorists. It's like, what do you want? Like, give me what I want or I'll blow you up. And then it's Obama, give me what I want or I'll blow you up.
Yeah.
And then the script flips and Trump's like, knock it off or I'll fucking blow you up. And they're like, okay, we won't do that. Like, because that's all these people know. That's all they listen to, and it's all anybody listens to. If there's no threat of anything, then who gives a shit? You're just another peon like France or England who's just waiting to get overrun and taken out from the inside.
Yeah. So I have a Fox News article pulled up here. I'm just gonna read off the fast facts real quick for anybody who isn't caught up to speed. All living hostages were freed from captivity in Gaza on Monday morning. A hostage for prisoner exchange between Israel and Hamas began around 8 a.m. Monday as Red Cross convoys made their way through Gaza to bring Israeli hostages home and Palestinian prisoners. Israel released around 2,000 Palestinians, including 250 terrorists, which I don't know why they did that last part, but probably part of the deal. Trump arrived in Israel Monday morning, where he made a historic address to Israel's parliament, the Knesset. Netanyahu also addressed the Knesset and remarked that Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House, which I'm sure is going to be a very polarizing quote.
Yeah, definitely.
And Trump later will visit Egypt to participate in Middle East.
I'm sure Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens are sitting there like, see?
Yeah, because those two have gone
completely off the rails.
Pretty much. And a pinned comment they have here is disarmament and demilitarization. How could Hamas and Islamic Jihad be stripped of weapons? That's going to be a big thing coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Hamas has to be dissolved, dismantled, destroyed. Like, they cannot be the form of government, the leadership in Palestine going forward. Like, how can it be?
No, they're a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be running anything.
No, give it back to the people. Have it be, whatever form of democracy they see fit. or however they want to handle it. That's up to them. But yeah, Hamas cannot be allowed to exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're the main instigators here. They're the ones that are beyond ruthless.
Absolutely.
They are the ones doing the truly awful things.
I mean, if October 7th doesn't happen, we're not even talking about this. Isn't even a thing right now.
Exactly. Oh, hey, Sven Uhuru. One of my boys in the chat.
Oh, word. This isn't even a thing. If Hamas doesn't do what they did on October 7th of 2023, this doesn't even pop up on the radar. Like we're not talking about it. We're not dealing with it. Like it's a nothing burger. You know what I mean? So, they need to be 100% dissolved. And I mean, I'm not talking about just like their internal structure, like their physical structure, like their rank and file. Like I mean their belief system, like everything needs to be destroyed, like just sent to the ashes. See you later.
So we
don't do this like this anymore.
Pretty much the biggest part of Trump's 20-point peace plan, as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, here there's stipulations. Despite these stipulations, Hamas officials said disarming is, quote, out of the question, unquote. On Friday, its spokesman Bassem Naim told Sky News that Hamas will not disarm and remain, quote unquote, on the ground. Furthermore, the Iran-backed Palestinian Islamic Jihad remains wedded to the armed destruction of the Jewish state. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu declared on Friday Hamas will be disarmed and Gaza will be demilitarized. If this is achieved the easy way, it's all for the better, and if not, it will be achieved the hard way. The hard way for Israel means Israel Defense Forces targeting armed Hamas terrorists for elimination if they refuse to surrender. So that's what it's going to come down to if they don't.
I honestly kind of think, not only do I think it's going to go the hard way, I want the hard way. Because unfortunately, I think if we don't do this the hard way, then the leftover remnants are still going to be left to fester and sit there and regrow. And it might take 10, 15, 20 years, but all of a sudden, like, this will be a problem again. And, like, oh, look who's launching rockets into Israel again. Oh, look who's doing this again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, they're back. You know, and all it's going to be is now it's like the kids, like, the little 6-7-year-olds now, in 10, 12 years when they're, 17, 19, 20, 21 fighting age, they're going to be like, oh, remember when they tried to embarrass us and they stripped us of everything and, we had to bow down to the Jews in the West and everything else and death to the West. And, I could just see it. You know what? No, I know it's a shitty thing to say, but those like little kids now, those are your future jihadists. So, unfortunately, we need to start ending bloodlines if we want to take this. If we want this to be a problem to actually be taken seriously and objectively destroyed and rendered useless and obsolete, we have to end bloodlines. I know it sucks, but these kids have already been indoctrinated. They've already been, fed the bill of lies, and they're believers. So unless you can somehow wrangle them up and deprogram them, as Hillary Clinton once so eloquently put it, and get them off of whatever it is that they're on, then which is radical Islam, then there's no other way to actually secure peace in this process.
No, and like you said,
all you're doing is just kicking the can down the road for the next generation, and God knows who will be in the White House when that happens. And if it's anybody like Obama, and next thing you know, we're giving Hamas pallets of cash because like, oh, we're so sorry about what Trump did 20 years ago. Like, here's $60 billion.
No, I think you're right. I think the only way they're gonna do it is if it's done the hard way. I don't think Hamas is gonna peacefully say, "Okay, no, we'll disarm. We'll fuck off."
Nope, they'll lie straight to your face and be like, "We're good, we're good, we're good," and then they'll be like, "Yeah," and stab you in the face.
Yeah, well, and then they'll have a suicide bombing happen like right after that, or like shortly thereafter.
As soon as I hear somebody screaming "Aloha snack bar," man, it is
Admiral Akbar.
Yeah,
it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Oh man, so here's another thing. Since you mentioned it, Joe Biden says he worked, quote, relentlessly to bring hostages home in reaction to Trump's achievements. So he's already
Did you
trying
know?
to. Yeah, former President Joe Biden reacted to President Donald Trump's historic Israel-Hamas peace
First of
deal.
all, former President Joe Biden is probably like passed out face first in a pint of rum raisin ice cream right now.
Yeah,
He has drooling from his. He has no idea. He's drooling into his soup. He doesn't even know where. He couldn't find Palestine on a map if you gave him one.
no.
If you gave him a map of Israel and Palestine and said point out Israel and Palestine, he wouldn't be able to find it. But that being said, there's no. Yeah, of course he's going to take credit for it.
Well, yeah, he's
Why
he's
wouldn't he?
touting his own administration's work. Biden
Yeah.
claimed.
Kamala was over there. Really, she was like, okay, so like, what we're gonna do, okay, is have peace, and peace comes from the heart.
Oh, this is
Okay?
rich. So he said this. The road to this deal was not easy. Biden wrote in an ex post, which obviously wasn't him doing it. My administration worked relentlessly to bring hostages home, get relief to Palestinian civilians, and end the war. No, you didn't do any of that. You just sent more money to Israel
Yeah, no shit.
with no plan. You were just like, well, here's more weapons, here's more money. Biden did commend President Trump and his team for their work, but claimed Trump simply got a quote renewed ceasefire deal over the finish line. Biden did admit that now the Middle East is on the path to peace and said he hopes it endures.
No, he doesn't. He was
No.
the one propping this whole thing up. Like, no, you don't. Like, he's so full of shit. He's so transparent. It's
Yep,
so
and
funny.
this as former Secretary of State Anthony Blinken claimed Trump's 20-point peace plan for the Gaza Strip was based on one developed by the Biden administration. So, of course, yeah, quote, it starts with a clear and comprehensive conflict plan for Gaza, he wrote on X. It's good that President Trump adopted and built on the plan the Biden administration developed after months of discussion with Arab partners, Israel, and the Palestinian
thing about
Authority.
this is nobody fucking believes them.
No,
No one believes them
because they would have got it done. They had more time to get this
Exactly.
done than Trump did.
No one believes you. Like, just dude, like, no, we don't fucking believe you. Like, oh, we had a plan in place and Trump just stole our plan and executed it. Well, okay, so you had the plan, but you didn't execute it. Okay, like that's fine. You know, that's like saying like, you know, we've got the winning game plan for the football game here, but we couldn't get the guys to do it. All right, well, sounds like we need a new head coach that can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sounds like you suck and you need to be fired. Okay, so we did that. We fired you in November. That's what we did. We fired you. And now, of course, they're going to start coming out of the woodwork and trying to take credit and everything else. But the beauty of it is, like, the only people that are going to believe him are, like, the Jimmy Fallons or the Jimmy Kimmels and The View and, like, all the sycophants in the media, the Rachel Maddows, you know, wherever she is, Don Lemon, Keith Olbermann, you know,
Yeah.
all these like lames on fucking the mainstream media that people still actually get their news from, which is absolutely fucking wild.
Well,
to me.
and on the liberal bullshit alternatives like the Young Turks and
Oh yeah, I mean, Cenk Younger's. Listen, he's not. I don't think he's a really smart dumb guy. He's done really well, like with his channel and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
and his page. He's done really well for himself. His whole belief system is completely flawed. I mean, he had a debate with Dan Bongino, I want to say about a year ago, and he basically, you know, I said it earlier, but he basically sounded like what's his name from Team America, and he's like, well, you see, the problem is the corporations, and they have corporation buildings, and they sit in there being all corporation-y, and that fucks over the middle class. And you're like, okay, but how? Well, because you see, the corporations do corporation stuff. And you're like, okay, Tim, that's not what I'm.
you're being beyond glib. You're not.
and really
Nothing
like,
you
Cenk
say
Younger,
has
like,
any substance, and
Yeah.
you don't know what you're talking about.
And if you go back, I highly recommend it. If you haven't listened to it, go back and find the Dan Bongino Cenk Younger interview that Dan did on the Dan Bongino show. It was, I almost felt bad for Cenk because I'm like, dude, you're getting fucking dragged right now. Like you either, because as soon as like, it's like we always say, right? As soon as you introduce logic and reason to a leftist argument, it all comes unraveled because all they have to go on is emotion.
Correct.
And you know, while the debate that they had was respectful, it was you know, it was a good back and forth. Cenk didn't provide any answers to the questions, or was unable to answer any questions, and he was unable to challenge any of Dan's positions because obviously the facts and the common sense and everything else fell on Dan's side. When all that is on your side, you really have nothing to do but just sit there and let the other guy cook himself. And that's pretty much what Sank did. And like I said, great businessman. He's done well for himself.
Yeah.
And Dan even I think made a point of that. Was like, it's kind of funny. Like you bash all these capitalist systems, but yet here you are making money off of the very thing that you say you hate. And you're like, well, it's not the same. And well, okay.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for capitalism, you wouldn't be able to start your own media outlet.
Exactly. So, but it was just really funny. But I highly recommend that if you haven't heard it. Or
yeah, I'll check it out.
Hasn't listened to it. It's pretty short. It's only like 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe. But it was really, really well done. I just remember listening to it and being like, he sounds like Tim Robbins from Team America. Like, it's all he had was just like the same tired, debunked talking points that every leftist has. And
it's embarrassing. That was another thing I wanted to bring up tonight. Like, with like the ongoing fake or just misinformation and lie after lie that the left has to put out there to try and have a small victory, and then immediately it comes back to them that it's completely false. Their narrative is dead in the water. It's got its head in the oven.
But you and I both know that the headline makes it around the world 7 times. The correction won't even get off the desk.
Oh, and it gets retweeted, thousands of times, and the comments are flooded with mostly people that know that it's bullshit, but a good amount of truly ignorant morons out there that are like, "Oh no, see, this is why it's bad."
When I see and that's what I think aggravates me about it so much.
See if
and
I
it's
can
like
find it.
because I have like an old crazy aunt who like reposts all this stuff from like Occupy Democrats and like We Are the Resistance.
Oh God,
and all that.
yeah, and like the other 98%.
The other 98%, like all those fucking retard wet like Facebook pages that started like 10, 15 years ago. And they're like, and everybody was like, "Oh, Occupy Democrats, yeah, they're so fucking awesome, dude. Like they fucking really show you." Like, I'm like, no, they don't. They just fucking lie about everything, like everything. And she'll like share like shit like that, and like I don't even engage with her because she's old. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, there's no point in doing this with fucking Auntie Sheila right now.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna let it slide, and I just ignore it. But what pisses me off is then when I see those same talking points and those same articles being posted by like people that we went to high school with, and I'm like, wait, you got the same education I did. You went to the same schools I did. We both grew up in affluent, white neighbors, white suburban areas that had, access to pretty much everything and anything. And you still actually believe that. And they're like, well, yeah, obviously it's from a trusted source. I'm like, did you not go to college?
Yeah.
Like, you went to college. You know what a trusted source is, or at least you should. That ain't Occupy Democrats ain't it, Chief.
No, that's the most. It's them and like the other 98%.
They're just they're terrible, and I think
it's
that's
just propaganda and straight up lies.
And that's what frustrates me about the people our age. Is I'm sitting here, I'm like, all right, listen, like if you want to have a back and forth, that's fine. But if your basic argument of like Trump's a racist, why? He said there were very fine people on both sides. Bro, we're going on like year 9 of this being complete nonsense.
Mm-hmm. And like, he said that, but that's what he meant. Like, yeah, there are good people on both sides
of the argument.
He's not saying, "Oh, I'm making." He's not saying.
I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis. Yeah. I completely denounce them.
He did.
Not us.
They cut that out.
And they always manage it. But I'm like, but that's what he said, and that he denounced the neo-Nazis at Charlottesville, and he didn't say that. Yet you keep peddling it like he did because it's because again it's
it like gets the clicks and the views.
It's when I see somebody like wearing a mask in public, and I'm like, basically you're wearing a sign that says I refuse to believe that everything I was told was a lie. Like that's it. Like my ego will not let me believe that everything I was told was a lie. That's all wearing a mask in public says to me now. Either or you're a criminal and you're about to do some criminal shit, in which case, I got a glicky on my hippie for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Extendos on deck, glock, glock. But seriously though, like you're either about to commit a crime or you're retarded.
Yeah. So for example, I've got this video of protests in Portland, of course.
Naturally, where else?
And yeah, they drag off a guy. They don't show the full context of it. Let me bring it back to the beginning. Oh, they're kneeling there. Oh, okay, so they're blocking the way, the road. We didn't see what happened before that. The chances are they probably did something.
Yeah, they probably threw something at him or did something. They assaulted a federal agent. I mean,
So, yeah, this fucking cuck reposts this and says, actually, this is a video of armed mass goons assaulting U.S. citizens for exercising their First Amendment rights. This is very fucking clearly fascism in America. No, the fuck it is not. This is obstructing justice, trying to attack uh, federal agents or other types of law enforcement,
mm-hmm.
and getting in the way of them doing their job. You're doing this on purpose,
Yeah, that's
and
quite literally obstruction of justice.
it is literally breaking laws. So I don't know what to tell you. Same with the black woman that was arrested. And they tried to say I don't think they were trying to say this one was ICE, but they're like more proof of the police brutality, especially against black people. Yeah, you didn't show all the video footage where she resisted arrest, swung at the cop, bit him, and everything else. And she had multiple priors and everything else. And yeah, she like left her car running in like an entry point or something. Like she had already broken the law and she resisted. She assaulted a cop. That's what you get. Like you fucked around. Now you're finding out. It had nothing to do with a race. And it turned they're like, oh, the white supremacist cop that did it. Yeah, it turns out he's Hispanic, so he's not white.
Of course, of course he is. Like, again, it doesn't matter. Like, I think we've gotten to the point now where like police forces are so diverse that like being like, oh, this white cop beat up this black man. It's like, yeah, but that white cop like works with like 6 black guys every day.
Oh, I love seeing like, the black cops in the front lines of these protests, and they're like, back up, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then they hit him with the bear mace, and then they start screaming like fucking pansies. I love it. It is fucking great. No, I think like Portland and Seattle, like those like northwestern liberal hives, just need to be like I honestly don't. I don't feel bad. Like honestly, I don't mind going in there and like listen. If you want to protest and do your thing and exercise your First Amendment rights, that's fine. But the second you fucking block traffic or you impede federal agents from doing their job, or you impede law enforcement from doing their job, you can't protect criminals and then try to hide yourself behind the First Amendment. That's not how this works.
No.
Like we have laws and rules in place that are actually protecting you right now as we speak. And we could be fucking cunts and go right down to the letter of the law and probably arrest most of you for something. But we're not because it's not really worth it. And B, like it's like, you're not really breaking the law, you're just kind of being a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? But then the second you do break the law, it's like, is he breaking a law enough for me to really get mad over it, like, and do something? No. I mean, I deal with it in my job every day. Like, there are rules that, guys break all the time, and I'm just like, I let slide because I'm like, victimless crime, don't really care. You know what I mean? Whatever. But the second somebody does something that's like over the line, I'm like, whoa, hold up. No. Now you're making me enforce shit. You know what I mean? Like,
stop making me do my job, damn it. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to. If you make me work while I'm at work, you're gonna have a bad time. So that's what these people are doing, and they're sitting there. They're like, again, these climate activists that like block fucking highways and shit. Like, it should 100% be illegal to just run them over.
Yeah, you as long as you're protesting peacefully, that's fine. But no, I'd say 100% of theirs are unpeaceful to one degree or another. It's only a matter of time before one of them spits in the face of a cop or pushes a cop or does assaults them in one way or another, and then shit pops off. They're never 100% peaceful. They always end up blocking streets, intentionally blocking ambulances and shit, which is terrible. Like,
I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, dude, you could be like blocking somebody who's on their way to work.
Yeah, it's no longer peaceful. You're impeding other people.
You're ruining somebody else's day. And like, well, you not getting to work on time isn't as important as the climate that, the climate change. I'm like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you fucking self-righteous, self-important fucking losers. Like,
I do love seeing the footage of people with giant trucks rolling coal right in front of those people that are standing there with the...
My favorite one was the guy with like, I think it was like an M3 or an M5.
Oh,
and he reverses up to the to the protesters, so his exhaust pipes are like 2 feet from him, and then just hits the launch control on it, so it's backfiring right in his ears. Like, I mean, that's loud enough to like do serious fucking hearing damage.
Yeah.
And the kid has no choice but to like cover his ears and like scurry away.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, that's right, bitch. Like, we can do this. We can play this game. Like, that's how you want to do it.
Oh, I'm
like,
just exercising my First Amendment right here. I'm not hurting anybody.
Not hurting anybody. Sorry, dude.
Shouldn't have been. This guy shouldn't have been standing here.
Yeah, sorry. My exhaust is legal. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sick and tired of that shit. Honestly, I'm not saying like, you know, violate people's rights, but you know, if you got to blur some lines to send a message, you know, that we're not going to tolerate this blatant disregard for everyone else around you in society, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm a firm believer in that you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet sometimes, and you know, if that means we got to violate a few rights to, you know, to get our point across, then well, you pushed us here. So
yeah, and I think it was
I
think it was last week too, or the week before, where you know they're now, you know, following ICE around. They're, you know, tracking their locations, which that's not safe for them. And one woman like rammed her car into one of the ICE vehicles, and then she ended up getting shot. And the left got mad. They're like, "Oh my God, they just straight up murdered this woman." And she was just protesting. Like, no, she fucking, that's assault. That's attempted murder with a deadly weapon being in a vehicle.
I read today that she was in the hospital recovering from the gunshot wound.
Oh, okay.
And when they went in and charged her,
good,
handcuffed her to the bed.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't kill her. Like, hopefully she learned her lesson.
Listen, I don't think anybody deserves to die. There's a lot of reasons I think people deserve to die for. That's, you know, a questionable one, I think, at best. But yet, I don't know, like, if you had killed the officer, would you have felt remorse? Probably not. So then again, maybe you deserve it. But
if they, you know, wrecked her car and then got her out, wait, did she have a firearm on her, or was she just using the car as a weapon?
I think she was just using the vehicle as a weapon.
I mean, at that point, if she's not stopping based on your commands, you might have to take a debilitating shot on her if you have to.
I mean, absolutely. You have to eliminate the threat. I mean, somebody ramming you with a car is just as dangerous as shooting at you. I mean, cars are 35,000 people, a year die in cars? 40,000 people a year die in cars? Like, what do you think? These things are just, they're 4,000-pound steel missiles.
Yeah. That
are, you know, piloted by people who, you know, could barely fucking, you know, pass 8th grade English.
Yeah, and if they have ill content.
Yeah, if your intent is fucking, you know, you can do a lot of damage with the cars. Go to Waukesha, you know, Wisconsin. You know, the parade that guy ran through in his car. You know what I mean? Killed, run over the dancing grannies, for Christ's sakes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many instances of like, no, like that's not okay. And I think what the bigger overlying issue is that people need to understand like that this is not going to be tolerated anymore. Like, people like you and me we're not playing this game. Like, you can sit there and try and, you know, protest whatever you want, but the second, like, I don't care if you're blocking me from fucking picking up a fucking bunch of bananas off the rack at Shaw's. If you impede me from doing that, I'm going to take it as offense.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take that as an act of war, and I'm going to respond accordingly. So we're not playing your game anymore. So you better go find some fucking people that want to play your game, because I ain't it, Chief. And that's when people actually get hurt, is when normal people everyday people start getting fed the fuck up and saying like, nah, we ain't playing this shit no more.
Yeah. Thankfully, I haven't run into any of that myself.
No, same.
Really doesn't happen in our area all that much. There was that bullshit that happened like a weekend ago, but it's not political. It's just those assholes doing like the takeover of the roads in their quads and their bikes and shooting off fireworks and blocking off. They blocked off like an important exit that leads to both of the main hospitals in Fall River.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, that's fucking retarded. I don't care the reasoning behind it. It's the same principle. It's just not politically motivated. It's just really, really dumb people doing really, really
It's
dumb
that
shit.
those are even dumber because they don't have a purpose other than to just disrupt people.
Yeah.
Like, we just want to fuck your day up because why not? That's
Well,
it.
that's
That's just straight up ignorant idiot behavior.
Yeah, and I hope I pray. Well, I don't pray because I'm not religious, but oh man, anytime I see some of those videos, or even just like two jackasses somewhere in the city down here, or anywhere in particular, doing wheelies on a quad in the middle of the fucking road, I'm like, man, I'd just love to see you fall. Like, I hope you're okay, but get fucked up a little bit, like a couple broken bones.
If it's just like a couple of dudes on the Ave like ripping wheelies on a dirt bike, I'm like, yeah, man, get it. But like the second first off, like the second you disrupt, like you start doing donuts in an intersection or lighting fire, and there's like a quote unquote takeover kind of thing. Like, yeah, no, that I'm not okay with. Mm-hmm. Like, people need to use the roads and be able to get through and get by without
especially hospital access. Like,
yeah, especially without having your dumbasses fucking clogging up the system. I said that's fine. But like, and then secondly, like, I have no problem if kids want to rip dirt bikes up and down the roads and like do wheelies and do dumb shit. Hey man, that's fine. Don't get mad when somebody doesn't see you, pulls out in front of you, and you could crash and end up in the hospital and permanently disabled or injured with really bad injuries or whatever, and then try to blame that person that pulled out in front of you because you were riding an illegal vehicle on a road that you weren't supposed to be riding it on,
doing dumb shit
in a fashion that was driving to endanger. Like, you can't get mad at me for that, dude. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Like, like, I fucking yelled at a cyclist the other day because I was going to take a right onto my road, and I'm in front of the guy. I passed the cyclist, and I'm in front of it, and I'm going to take a right in front of him. He's on my, he's not in a bike lane because there's no bike lane on this road.
Mm-hmm.
And I see, and he like doesn't slow down. So like, I stop short, and he goes in front of me. And or I'm sorry, no, I kept going straight because he didn't slow down at all. I was about to turn, and I said, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "This dude's not, like, what are you doing?" And so I went to the next street up. I went a block up, and I waited for him to pass me a little bit, and then I turned in behind him. And as I did, I yelled, I rolled down the window, and I was like, "Next time, I'll let you fucking hit me, you fucking queer." And and like whatever, and like, mm-hmm. and I was just like, "Fuck you." And the dude just like keeps going, like nothing happened. Like, I'm like.
The only like, ACAB that
you should be tattooed to the side of my car right now,
mm-hmm.
and it would have been 100% your fault, and you would have thrown a shit fit like it was mine. You fucking clown.
Yes.
Like,
the only ACAB that I subscribe to is all cyclists are bitches, because a lot of them don't. They seem
don't
to
obey
think
the rules of the road.
No, they feel entitled. Like, oh, I don't have to stop at a stop sign. Oh, the fuck you do. The fuck you do. Because
you're gonna ruin my momentum.
Okay. I don't fucking care, Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, do you want to get fucking T-boned by a fucking 35,000-pound vehicle?
Yeah, you have to stop. It's for your own safety, so you don't get creamed. You need to stop. Like, I don't care if you have your hand signal up, and you're a little bit in front of me, or like behind me, and you think you're gonna go in front of me to turn left when I'm trying to turn left at an intersection. No, I'm going first. I'm gonna get through.
The rules of the road apply to bicycles is the same way they do to cars.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna get through the intersection faster than you anyway. So
exactly, you fucking boob. Like, oh, but I have to unclip my shoes from the pedals. I don't fucking care.
I had to yell at somebody 2 days ago because they were being such dicks on their bikes. I screamed at them. I was like, you two fucking fags, just go home and get a Peloton or something, because this shit's absurd. Like, they were riding, side by side in the middle of the road on a windy road, back roads. Like, you guys have to go single file. Like, there's other cars coming the opposite direction.
Oh my God.
You're not giving me the opportunity to even pass you. Like, you don't own the fucking road.
Yeah, you're not a registered vehicle. Get the fuck off the road.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand that shit, dude. Cyclists piss me off probably more than anybody. But
in my spandex and lycra outfit, and I got a fucking.
Like, Sorry. All right, Floyd Landis. Why don't you go fucking, wrap yourself around a telephone pole and do everybody a favor?
That'd be fun,
wouldn't it?
I'm going to take a quick piss break.
Patience. Okay.
But yeah, fuck cyclists, dude. I fucking hate them.
Yes, me too. Yes, you take that piss break, and
Will do. You keep him busy.
we'll come back. We'll talk about a plane crash because that was pretty big news today. So yeah, I don't know if you folks heard or not. There was a pretty large disturbance on 195 today, where a plane that took off from New Bedford Airport apparently suffered some sort of major mechanical failure and crashed on the median of 195. Just a couple miles away, maybe I'd say maybe barely a couple miles. Two people died in the accident, which sucks. Plane crashes are no joke. I personally, for one, am terrified of flying. I hate flying. I do it all the time. I go on multiple vacations a year. Usually, I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that. But I fucking hate flying. I hate it because there's no such thing as a fender bender at 30,000 feet. So if something goes wrong, it's usually game over, and that terrifies me. If I was at least in like some sort of like fighter jet where like shit was hitting the fan, I could eject and dip out. That'd be one thing. But passenger airliners and small engines and shit like that, it just scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, so I found out about this morning via a couple of different group text chats I'm in with some friends. And yeah, because I had today off, I slept in. And then I saw that happened, and I was like, oh shit. And actually, one of the people I know that was messaging me about it, their daughter was right there when it happened. She was on the highway. She almost was.
One of my wife's coworkers was right behind it, like was as it was happening, like saw the whole thing, like plane burst into flames and the whole nine. And I'm like, whoa! I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
And yes, small planes, pretty wild. I've been in a few. I remember we took a family trip with my stepfather, his kids, my sister, my mom, of course, and we went to one of his friend's house. I think it was up in Maine. He had a beautiful like lake house, and he also had a pilot's license, and he had a small seaplane. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I can bring if any of you want to take a flight, we can." My mom was terrified. She's like, "You're not getting me in that little thing." Like, and I don't think she went in. I went in. I believe my stepbrother and I think it was the kids and maybe my stepdad too. But yeah, I wasn't that scared of it then because I was young. I didn't really think about it that much, but now looking back at it, it's like, oh yeah, that could have went sideways real easily.
Right.
And then I've been on another biplane for a short trip, and didn't really think much of it in that either. But this is when it's like, you would think that there was small craft advisory out during this time, not just for boats during a nor'easter, but especially small aircraft.
Well, I don't see. That's my wife said the same thing, and she was like, "Well, why are they trying to fly in this weather?" I'm like, "Well, the weather's really not that bad, to be quite honest. Like, the winds weren't ripping that bad up here. Like I said,
Well, it's different up high. I mean, granted, they're not going. I don't think those planes are going 30,000 feet.
Planes can fly in a lot shittier weather, I think, than people realize. You know what I mean? Like it's like
again,
like today would maybe like obviously like nothing was delayed at Boston or Logan today, like as far as I know.
with larger aircraft.
Yeah,
yeah, but this
even
is
so, like even like a single engine, like yeah, you should be able to take off, and you're basically heading away from the storm. Which they would have been out of reach of the storm probably within like 20, 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I heard, from what I understand, these preliminary rumors that I've heard was that it was a mechanical failure that caused it to go down. So
Okay.
I'm not positive on that, but that to me seems the most likely, given how quickly, because they got up, and as soon as they got up in the air, it was like, oh no, and they tried turning around and coming back, and
yeah. They left. They departed from New Bedford, and then were trying to get back.
Yes.
So yeah, they didn't make it very far at all.
And they landed it, luckily,
in the median.
In the median, thank Christ. Like, thank God nobody else was hurt. Obviously, 195 was shut down for the entire day. At least the westbound lane was. I mean, I didn't know because I left to go to the gym. So my wife called me at like 11 o'clock as I was getting up, getting ready to go to the gym. which is out on Fawn's Corner. So I usually, from here, I'll go 140 south to 195 and then Fawn's Corner. Well, obviously that was closed. So she calls me. She's like, hey, heads up, 195 is closed. There was a plane crash. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, so I go on Facebook. I start checking. I see, obviously, everything is just like boom, boom, popping up. I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll just take exit 4, go back roads behind the airport, full Old Fall River to Fawn's Corner or whatever.
Yeah.
Airport Road to Fawn's Corner. And I'm like, I get behind the airport. I go through that, like, where the tank is right there. And I'm going behind the airport, like, towards Fawn's Corner Road.
Yes.
And
yep.
as soon as
I go on there all the time.
As soon as I get around that corner, the traffic is stopped. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm going to be here forever. So I turn around. I'm like, fuck it. I'll just go Rockdale. I'll go down exit 3. I'll go Hathaway.
Yeah.
Get to Hathaway Road. Right almost at, like, Ryan's, whatever that, the hotel is.
Yeah.
There. Bang. The Whale. The golf course. Traffic stopped. So I say, fuck it. I shoot down Rockdale Ave. And I'm like, I know how I'll get him. I'll go to Rockdale Ave, and then I'll just go up Route 6. Well, that was all fine and good until I got to, fucking the 140, the bottom of 140, and it was all backed. I'm like, fuck. So it took me an hour to get to the gym, which I was like sitting there bitching. I'm like, God damn it, it's fucking and I'm like, dude, 2 people are fucking dead right now that probably shouldn't be. Like, why don't you fucking calm down? Like, you're minorly inconvenienced. Like, you're fine. Just relax. It's just the gym. You skip for less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't get all mad now because I really wanted to go today and today mattered and today was going to be the day. No, shut up. No, it wasn't. Fuck you. Relax. So I ended up sitting in traffic. It took me, like I said, an hour or just over an hour to get from my house up here down. I think it took me 40 minutes from the time I got to the bottom of 140 to get to Fawn's Corner Road.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I went to Aldi at the mall this afternoon, but I was like, well, I'm gonna avoid going that way, and I kind of wanted to drive through Westport anyways, back roads. It'd take a little cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Did that. No problems there. I get to the mall. I get to Aldi, no problem. I left it, no problem.
Fawn's Corner was like a ghost town, dude. It was crazy. Except the one guy. So I finally get on Fawn's Corner Road. And it was funny because I get on Fawn's Corner, I take the right on the Fawn's Corner Road at whatever the old roast beef place is there, and right at the corner, Chick-fil-A and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going up Fawn's Corner, and we cruise through the lights at the mall, and we get to, I want to say it was the lights at Lowe's. No, it was the lights at the mall. So right at like Best Buy, Best Buy on the right, mall on the left.
Stop and Shop, Best Buy.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm in like the left lane, if you will, of Fawn's Corner Road, and like there's the turning lane to my left, and I'm like, I'm going. All of a sudden, like the light's green. We're coming up on it. We're doing like 40, 45 miles an hour at Fawn's Corner Road because there's nobody on it. Guy in front of me is going, so I'm just keeping pace with him. All of a sudden, the light turns yellow, and this guy treats it like it is like you must stop right now or you will die. Slams on his brakes and comes skidding to a stop for a yellow light. So I had to fucking like weave around him. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like beeping my horn, flipping him off. I go through the thing. The light's still yellow when I go through the intersection. I'm like, is this real life right now? Like, am I in fucking like La La Land? Like it was like everybody just completely lost their fucking minds today. It was weird.
It is. Oh, yeah, from what I'm seeing on this article, it says police said it does not appear that the pilot provided the airport with a flight plan or the number of people aboard the aircraft. So that's weird.
Yeah, those are both kind of standard protocol too. But I think there was only 2 people on board. I think we did confirm that. It was the pilot and his wife.
Oh. Yeah, so they were 2 people dead. They were the only 2 people on it.
Yep, and then the one person in a car got caught up in the wreckage a little bit. But they were treated and released, I believe.
Right, yeah. One person, at least I saw in this article earlier, at least one person was injured, and they're doing fine in the hospital.
Like not to make light of it, but like imagine if like you're that guy like going to work, right, and like you're chronically late all the time, and your boss is like, "That's it, like it's your last chance."
You always have the worst excuses.
You're fired, and you always get these terrible excuses. Like, why are you late? Why aren't you at work? Like, boss, you're never gonna believe this. A fucking plane crash in the middle of the highway. Like, shut the fuck
No,
up.
look
You're
it up right
fired.
now. Like,
No, and he's like, nah, and like, no, I'm dead ass. Like a fucking plane crash. Like, no way. Shut up.
you're
You're
the boy who
fired.
cried
See
wolf, you
later.
piece of shit.
Yeah, okay, bro, whatever. Fuck you. And just hangs up and of course, like the boss doesn't have like social media or anything, so he doesn't see anything. You come in the next day, he's like, I already fired you. He's like, no, seriously, look, here it is. Like,
It's all over the local news.
look, there's my car. It's all fucked up right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that's crazy. I just like every day, like you never think of shit like that happening around here. But like, New Bedford Airport's pretty busy, dude. Like there's a lot of traffic in and out of there. And like while planes are extremely safe, there was a couple of years ago, wasn't it? A couple of years ago, that guy in it, like it was a single engine Cessna or something, crashed in the middle of the cemetery.
Yeah.
Just like 4, 5, 6 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah, it wasn't that long
like
ago because yeah, I have a friend who lives right near the cemetery, and
yeah, and they just heard the bang and they're like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was rattled for sure.
Yeah, it's just weird. But
I was
yeah,
like, well, I'm glad you're okay.
A plane crash on a fucking and then a plane crash on a holiday Monday on the 195 was not something I had guessed for today. Like I would never have been like, you know what's gonna happen today? Plane crash. Wait,
yeah,
what?
It wasn't on your bingo card.
No, and I just I don't know. I just can't for the life of me comprehend how fucking insanely unlikely that is. You know what I mean? Like I feel terrible for the people that were on the plane because I'm like, God damn, like that is like such a fucking low percentage. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about like my wife and I were talking about it earlier, and I'm like, being in a plane crash, it's like one of my biggest fears because I feel like as the plane's crashing, like you have time to process what's happening. You know what I mean? It's not like you're driving down the road and all of a sudden like somebody swerves into your lane and hits you head on and boom, and like you maybe have a half a second of like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, nope, we're crashing, we're going down. Like this is gonna. It's like it takes like it probably felt like it took like 10 minutes of just being like,
yeah,
you're about to die, you're about to die, you're about to die. But I don't want to die.
It appears that the pilot at least was like, well, this is the only option to bring this down safe, like potentially safely in this median because it's this grassy strip. Granted, you have moving traffic on either side of you at top speeds.
Well, I mean, better that than fucking a neighborhood because there's really not much else around.
So
here.
I think
I mean?
he made the right decision ultimately, like with what was right there. Like, and if he had to do it now, because he couldn't make it mechanically back to the airport, then at least he did that. Like, barring an open field.
Right. I mean, I want to know because I'm curious what angle they came in at. Like, did they have a chance? Like, did they like try to land it and then it just got caught up and then like the plane like started flipping and rolling and
I don't know.
Or like because I feel like if you like coming in at like a low enough angle and you're like, okay, maybe there's a chance, like we might have a chance here, like you might have a little bit of hope before you die. But like if you're coming in at like a steep angle and you're like, fuck.
Well, also those medians, most of them sink inwards.
Yeah.
Like a V almost. Like maybe not a perfect V, but they angle.
In there.
They angle inwards. So trying to land it, it's not like landing on flat surface. So it's already going to be a rough landing.
Right. Even with the wheels down, it's going to be a rough landing. Yeah.
I mean, it's you're not going to hit even ground, so it's going to potentially get caught up and then flip over or whatever. I mean, it is actually fortunate that it didn't like flip into a lane.
Yeah,
on either
the
side.
fact that only one car got caught up in it is like, wow. All right, like let's just count our blessings here and be like, okay, only the bad news is 2 people died. The good news is only 2 people died.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could have been a lot worse. And I hate to say that because it's like, there's definitely a family, of people that are like, really hurting right now. And that sucks because this, again, I feel like this is just like such a low percentage thing. They're like, what? Like they've probably flown 1,000 times. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I've been flying since I was a kid. And yet every single time I think about flying, I'm like, okay, well, like, even if we do like manage to like set this thing down in the water, the stop rate is going to be so great. Like we're going to go from doing like a couple 100 miles an hour to next to 0 really quickly. All these seats are going to get like, they're going to shear the bolts off and all the seats are going to accordion forward. and crush everybody sitting up front. And if you're in the back, you're going to end up, in the front of the plane and, with a face full of fucking shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're fucked. Like, there's just no way. Like, you just, like I said, there's no such thing as a fucking fender bender at 30,000 feet, which is why I'm always terrified of fucking flying. Like, one fucking screw comes loose at the wrong and inopportune time, and the whole fucking thing comes apart. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck. So it's like, I get it, it's safe, but it's just, it bugs me the fuck out, dude.
Well, because it is more like it is way statistically speaking, flying is safer than driving. But the chances of a fatal car accident are, still pretty low. There's other factors involved. It's
Right.
not in a
just
there's
having
a
your
chance
seatbelt on can, drastically increase your chances of survival.
Yeah, and cars are made to take impact and roll,
Mhm.
and there's a lot more safety features involved, and it's more contained. You're not traveling nearly as fast as a
No.
plane, so that
Right.
also is a factor. The damage can be mitigated a bit easier. It's still not 100% foolproof and safe, of course.
Nothing
but
is.
yes, something about flying. It's like, yeah, now that's kind of a miracle. ICP could have brought up, like the fact that we can fly and as fast as we do and as safely as we do. Like,
they went with magnets,
Mm-hmm. That was their choice, but
Yeah,
I've flown a number of times, not like a crazy amount because I'm not very well traveled, but I've always been fine on flights. Hit some turbulence here and there as you do. Nothing like mortifying, but yeah, it does have to be in your mind somewhat, at least in the back of it.
It's
like,
why I go-
if any one little thing go, like, that's pretty much it. Like,
yeah, like, fuck off. Like, one of the flaps of the tail gets stuck in the wrong position, this whole plane's gonna fucking corkscrew to the ground and at 600 miles an hour. Like, great.
yeah, or somebody
Awesome.
on the ground crew before you got taxied out didn't seal up a cargo hold door or something up properly.
Yeah, you never know. You just never know, dude. I don't know. It's just, there's so many variables in it. And I think the thing with flying is, like, when there's an accident, it's final. You know what I mean? Like, there is no, like, very rarely do you feel like, oh yeah, this plane crashed and 267 people died, but 35 lived. You know what I mean? It's always like all 290 people died. You're like,
Usually,
oh, like,
or like a handful, or maybe one or two people can live because it just by pure luck from how they crashed, where they were sitting, or where they were in physically in the plane itself, and how it came down and how it reacted after it came down.
yeah, did it come apart? Did it explode? Because once, like, the plane explodes and the cabin fills with fire, it sucks all the oxygen out of the air, so you can't breathe. Now you're just inhaling flames and jet fuel, and you're cooked. So literally, it's just like,
if you're even conscious, you don't know what the fuck just happened.
Ideally, you just pass out before anything happens from stress or adrenaline, or your body just like shuts off, and you're like, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think about these things a lot. That's why I like to go into what I call stasis when I fly, which is usually a Jack and Daniel's juiced coma.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sit there and I listen to my happy music and I watch my funny shows and just wait for what I assume is the inevitable.
I just try to just sit there and relax. Like, yeah, I'll have if drinks are available, of course, and then I'll usually either watch something or listen to podcasts or music or whatever. Just
my favorite thing to do is I'll just go through, I'll get the Wi-Fi and I'll just start scrolling through Reddit meme pages and stuff, and just start laughing my fucking ass off at nothing. Like shit that shouldn't really be that funny, but I'm usually overtired, probably still drunk. You know what I mean? Like all this.
Now's the time to look at this and enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now seems like as good a time as any. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, if I'm gonna plummet pointlessly, potentially,
yeah,
I might as
I'm
well
laughing while I do it.
be looking at equally pointless shit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If I'm gonna die fucking needlessly, I want to be doing something needless.
So
and be intoxicated.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with that sentiment.
But
Right
rest
there
in
with
peace
you.
to those two
Yes.
folks that passed away this morning. That's incredibly
Condolences
sad. And
to the families. Hope everybody else that was involved is okay. Because even just like witnessing that, being close enough to it, and like, oh, what if I was close enough? You know what I mean? This.
oh, trust me, my wife was telling me like her coworker was like shaking up about it like all day. Like yeah, well you just watched two people die. I mean, you didn't like see them physically, but like you watched two people perish in a pretty horrific manner.
And
You're not really supposed to. We're not really built to see that kind of stuff.
in
On
a
the reg,
in a location that's busy and like it's so unexpected.
Yeah, like her coworker was just like on her way to work on the phone with her dad, and it was like, "Oh my god, a plane's crashing!" Like, Dad's like, "What?" Like, "Yep, there's a plane and it's crashing. That sucks."
Yeah,
But yeah, that's a rough. That's a bad hit, dude. It's just tough day for a lot of people, I'm sure.
could have been the weather. It was reported that the wind was at 40 knots.
Not terrible, not great, but less than ideal, but still not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Doable. You know what I mean? Very doable.
Could still
But
be, you know,
maybe it was one of those things where he was just being like a little bit overzealous and a little bit arrogant. You know, who knows?
Well, yeah, we don't know if the mechanical issue was something that should have been taken care of before takeoff, or
It was
was a
affected
result
by
of conditions in
Yeah,
such a
could
short
be.
amount of time. If he hit a gust the wrong way or something, like I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Like I said, all it takes is one little thing to get bent, broken, or whatever, and plane says me no likey.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, the plane's like, I don't want to play anymore, and you're like, but you have to. Nope, taking my ball and going home. It's like, well, that sucks for everybody.
It
Thanks.
does. Again, yeah, condolences to their families.
Indeed.
Anyone else involved. Hope you're, coping with it well.
Yeah, it's tough, but you'll be okay.
Yep.
But all right, Trav, I'm gonna go turn some laps at Talladega.
You do that. I'm
Because-
probably gonna beat some people up in some shit or shoot.
Again,
Shoot
that's the
some
second time I did not think what was gonna followed the word.
Beat my meat. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you said beat, and I was like, go on.
I'm gonna crank my hog and fucking
Crank my hog.
watch out for clippings and
God
God bless, of course, everybody.
God bless.
So yeah, good show, man. Good talk as always.
We'll be back next week. I'm sure it'll be another barn burner and a fun time. So
Yep, and we'll have more South Park to talk about.
finally, I know, and I have Wednesday off this week too, which is great. So I'll actually get to watch it in real time, which is fantastic. So
Nice. I usually watch it next day just because when it airs, I'm like, I probably should already be in bed.
Gotcha. Okay, so I won't text you till Thursday because I'm off Thursday as well.
That's fine. Yeah, I usually watch it as soon as I get home. And that way there's no commercials either. It just goes right through.
Yeah, that's always a plus. You sound like my dad. I DVR the Celtics game so I can just fast forward through the fucking commercials. You know, I fucking hate that shit. But yes, it is. They are annoying. So anyhow.
Hey,
But,
if I can
yes,
avoid them, I will. But yeah, dude.
indeed, yeah. and
Until
if
then-
I swear to God, if I see one more fucking commercial for a crooked penis pill, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
It's all over the place. And so many of them, not just those, but are all blatant AI.
Yeah, no shit. Well, you got a crooked penis. Here's a pill. Crank down, hog.
I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. There's like 4 that start off the same way.
Yeah,
I almost got rid of this knife. And then the other time it's something else, a different product altogether. But it's the same AI
same
voice.
voiceover. Yeah, people are just so lazy now. Well, it's just so cheap and easy to do now. We don't have to hire voice actors anymore.
Yeah, it's just they need more of them because there's just like a handful of AI
I know
voices that
they're
they use.
They're all the same. So generic.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hate them.
Yeah, they're bad. But yeah, fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit, indeed.
Hope everybody has a good week. And until next time,
Indeed.
we'll see you here at the adult table.
All right, Trav. I'll talk to you Monday, bud.
You got it, sir.
Well, actually, that's a lie. I'll talk to you Thursday because I'll be texting you about South Park. Guaranteed.
Yep. Once I finish the episode, I'll let you know, and then we can discuss.
Sounds good.
I'll have notes.
Outstanding.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, but I'll talk to you.
All right.